Hello, my loves. On Sunday, July 31st at 11 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, I will be offering a Lammas Sabbath observance, a circle, an online circle and online gathering via Google Meet, as I have been doing for specific Sabbats over the last year or so. If you are interested in purchasing a spot to join our circle, the link to do that will be in the description box below, but I'm just going to share a little bit about what to expect from the experience. So as I was sitting with this first of the three kind of harvest Sabbats that show up for witches, I was really feeling called to this aspect, first of all, of the hearth fire. This kind of led me to the energy of Vesta, who is traditionally associated here with this Sabbat. And that led me to this aspect of a flame that is never, that never goes out, right? A flame that is eternally lit. And as I've been moving through this year with the Sabbats, I've kind of been looking at the element of fire through the lens of each Sabbat. So this Sabbat especially felt very called to this, like, tending that flame within in a way that better allows us to receive on our journeys, because we are looking at a harvest Sabbat, right? So we are looking at like reaping the bounty, reaping the reward, beginning to see the return on what we've sown, which also means that we're opening up to receiving as well, to sharing, but also to receiving. So how can this hearth fire within allow us to receive, whether this is energetically, spiritually, or even physically or via manifestation in our life? So this Sabbath observance is really going to focus on this aspect of tending this flame within ourselves by honoring our own purity. And this comes from, for me, the myth of Vesta and then the Vestal virgins in her temple. Those virgins who served that flame, who served the goddess, and who were considered to and needed to remain pure. I like this idea of looking at where we can still experience purity within ourselves, even when we know ourselves to be fallible. We can be really hard on ourselves, right? So in this observance, we're going to be calling in and looking at honoring the purity, the sacredness within ourselves as a way to continue to tend that flame. The beauty of Lammas for me as well is that we start here, but we also are looking at community, because it is a harvest, it is a reaping that we're doing, right? So how do we tend this hearth fire, this hearth flame, this sacred flame within the center of our sacred spiritual experience, within the center of our home and family? And as we take that out further, how do we explore continuing to tend that flame within our chosen communities, right? So that is a lot of what we're going to be focusing on in this hour online circle. Just going to share a few brass tacks with you guys as always, because these questions get asked every time I do an offering like this. So I just want to provide that information for you. I will be recording as always, so that if you are not able to attend in real time, but you still want to observe the Sabbath, you can. Also, in case you want to come back to anything on this that we go over or that we experience in the circle, I will send out that recording within 24 hours after the Sabbath, so that you can still experience the Sabbath in real time. We're going to be observing Sunday. Lammas is actually Monday, but I felt like Sunday might be a better day for people to actually be able to attend. So you'll be able to observe on Lammas if you're not able to attend in real time on that actual day, if that feels appropriate for you. There's going to be guided journey work as always. In this case, we will be working with the goddess Vesta to connect with this Sabbath. There's going to be a tarot spread that I create specifically for the Sabbath and for this group of us coming together in the sacred circle. And that will be performed in the circle, within that circle. So you'll have your own personal reading. I'll also be doing a group reading. And there will also be a magical working that we will all step into and engaging together to create, being in our beautiful energy as those of us who are either observing witches or who are following an alternative left-hand pagan path, or wherever your spirituality lays for yourself, but that you want to participate in group magical working on a Sabbath. We're going to have that opportunity together. We will be working with the element of fire, so if it's accessible for you to light a candle during the circle, it would be wonderful for you to have those tools on hand. But if not, you can visualize with me as I light that fire, our magical working. And then of course at the end of the circle, as time allows, there'll be some Q&A time in case anyone wants to ask a general question or just be able to have their spread more fully understood, that we will do while we're in that circle. So it's an action-packed hour. It's a beautiful energy to come together as those of us who observe alternative spiritual paths and honor a Sabbat that has a fascinating energy that marks that, sense of summer, at least here in New England, starting to wind down, but still the fullness of the beauty of that energy. And very much Lammas for me has an energy of the mother, the face of the goddess that relates to the mother energy, but really in relation to manifestation and fullness of presence. So we're going to be working with that energy as we come together. So brass tacks, the link to purchase if you would like to participate is listed in the description box. Once you purchase your spot, I'll reach out to you within 24 to 48 hours, just asking you for your preferred email address. A few days before the Sabbat, I will send an introductory video out to the email address that you share with me. The Google Meet link will also be included there. And then Sunday the 31st at 11 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, we will all come together via that Google Meet link. I will be recording as always, so you will have that link to rewatch after. Along with that link that goes out, I will have the full tarot spread written out as a whole for you, so that if you want to work with that tarot spread outside of the Sabbat, you have that to do very easily at your disposal. What you will want to have with you: a journal and a pen, a tarot deck of choice, and some water, because when we step into guided journey, sometimes the body needs a little bit more water to support it after that type of work. Was there anything else that I needed to say, guys? Oh, recommended tarot decks, because I know many of you will ask. I'm really focused on the element of fire again here, and so my kind of list of recommended decks are for this workshop, for this Sabbat, would be Tarot of Vampires, the Mary L Tarot, the True Black Tarot, Murder of Crows, the Night Sun Tarot. You could also work with the Santa Muerta Tarot if you wanted to. Anything that gives you that sense of heat, of fire, that type of energy is the tarot deck you want to use. But of course, I do want to reiterate that when I offer recommended tarot decks, that doesn't mean you have to use one of those decks. Work with a tarot deck that feels right for you in your personal observance of Lammas. But if you feel called to purchase a spot in this Sabbath observance, I look forward to sharing sacred space with you. I am so honored to get to offer these Sabbath experiences and to be able to sit in sacred space with those of you that feel called to participate. So I hope you are doing well out there in the world, everyone. I am sending you, as always, much love and many blessings. I'll see you in the next video.